Testing 1, 2, 3. Getting ready. Last time I did this, I could see the mic moving.
Oh yeah, that's before we joined it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's when you test, but it was working, so I think it was working.
Yeah. Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, hello everybody. Come on down. You are the next contestant at DFW SEM. Wave if you're out there in Never Land. I'm waving back.
Okay. They can hear us.
They can?
Yeah.
Let us know if you can't hear us. Yay. Is it clear or Amal, is it clear?
Taking just a second. Can you hear you?
Yes.
Very good.
Nice. Okay.
Or live.
Okay. Well, y'all, thank you for joining for DFW SEM's August meeting. I appreciate y'all's patience as we worked out the technical difficulties. Sooner or later, we will get these hybrid meetings down pat. Today is not that day. We have had 17 years of search engine marketing, though. The people that made this all possible today, Treasurer Chris O'Connor, Secretary Jade Myers, our VP of Communications, Jenna Williams, our VP of Hospitality, Amal Haddad, our VP of Membership, Bart Peters, our VP of Sponsorship, Jordan Pearson, and our Board at Large, Tim Shane. So Tim and Amal are joining virtually today, but everybody else, you get to see our bright and shining faces in person. A big thank you to City Central, who sponsors us and lets us meet here. They are a great co-working space, and they have locations all around DFW. I recommend checking them out. We always need volunteers. Today, apparently the need was in the AV department, but if you love sending out emails, posting on social, please email us at info@dfwsem. We also need help with our State of Search annual marketing conference. And then make sure to find us on social, share our content, let your friends know that you're here, and we would love to have more of them join us. State of Search is happening this year, and we are introducing new lower pricing for this hybrid event. If you come and virtually, it's $147, and then in person, it's $297. That's for a full 2-day conference. Some of our speakers that we've had in the past, Greg Gifford and Eric Enge, they've always been big crowd pleasers and drop a lot of knowledge. So get your tickets now at stateofsearch.org. Also, if you're interested in membership, we've got a couple of different membership options. Bart over here, our VP of membership, can talk to you about them, or you can email membership@dfwscm.org. And if you're hiring, we can post your job on our job board, which gets lots of visibility and help you find those SEO and SEM candidates that you need. So email us at info@dfwscm. And then for those who are joining us virtually, if you need to, you can enable the closed captions. So we want to make sure that this is accessible for all. Our meeting next month is going to be with Lisa Duty. She is going to talk about EAT, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust with SEO. So definitely don't want to miss her. And at the end, let us know what you think by filling out our virtual meeting survey. But without further ado, we will start with the 3-4-5 talks, and I have Andy up first.
So what do I have here?
So you have your clicker, forward, backward.
So nervous with this large crowd in here.
I
So,
know. This is practice.
have we started?
Well, you tell me. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, here we
Now,
go.
so we've all heard the saying, right? Sex sells. Well, if you're looking at me, obviously that's not going to work, right? So one of the things that we really are pushing at my firm, it's a brand new firm, it's a brand new idea. It's called the Comedy Brand Store. We are launching in September, and what we're doing is we're trying to bring levity, comedy, and humor to brands. And so what we want to do today is we want to teach you a little bit about what you can do to bring that to your own brand. And I've got a QR code if you're interested in seeing this presentation, a little bit lengthier, the video that we showed, and a little bit about our website. To start off with, I'm the Chief Visionary Officer. I started this company. It's an idea that I had. What we're trying to do is help brands to understand they're not hiring Larry, Moe, and Curly. Comedy it requires, for some, a sophistication. For others, it can be goofy, it can be funny, it can be silly. But what we're trying to do is make sure that everybody understands if comedy is right for them. What are the limitations? What limitations does comedy have? Obviously, in a crisis environment, you're not going to want to be infusing comedy into that situation. So we help teach you and to understand how comedy can work for your brand and in what way it can work. And how do you pivot? It's important that you don't, if you've been institutional and sterile up to this point, we've all had the crap kicked out of us over COVID for the past year and a half. It's nice to introduce levity, but you have to do so in a way that makes sense. And so how do you make that pivot? That's one of the things that I want to teach in my particular class. What does comedy for your brand look like? It's going to look different for different people. And so we want to make sure that it's appropriate and that it makes sense for your brand and what you're doing. And then finally, should comedy be a passive or active campaign within your brand? So you can actually do a couple things to bring it and infuse that into your brand in a way that makes sense, either actively or passively. And the last one is, how do you measure success for comedy infusion into your brand? Because you measure success a little bit differently than you would if you're going to do it from a traditional standpoint. So that's one of the things that I would like to convey to you in my particular lesson as well. This is probably one of the more important slides that you're going to see today. And one of the most important aspects of that slide is the quotation at the top. Making people laugh is only one type of humor. Getting them to smile is another. When starting out, focus on making things as fun as possible as opposed to making things funny. So when you're doing that pivot, oftentimes the key to success is trying to be fun over being funny. And that's one of the efforts that we try to push, especially with Comedy Brand Store. The others are important aspects as well. We'll get into those in the presentation a little bit later. I wanted to highlight, though, a couple of brands that I think are really doing things right. And Taco Bell comes to mind. Taco Bell is one of those brands that does a really good job of infusing comedy and infusing back and forth banter with their particular customer base. They do a really good job of also intertwining with other brands. In this particular instance, they have a tweet that they've intertwined with Old Spice. So they've done a good job of working with other brands as well to infuse that comedy and that humor into their brand voice. Here's Old Spice. They're goofy. I mean, they just are goofy, but they do a good job of infusing that comedy into their brand as it makes sense for them. Oreo has all the timing in the world. Oreo, when the Super Bowl occurred and then we had the outage when it was in New Orleans, the power went out and they capitalized on that opportunity with the most amazing timing that I've seen any brand take on from a social media perspective. Now, Wendy's is my all-time favorite. Wendy's knows how to do it better than anybody. They know how to take on a back and forth in a way that makes their customers understand that they're not being insulted, but they also do a really good job of making sure that they are infusing comedy in appropriate and right ways for their brand. Not everybody can pull Wendy's off, but they sure do a good job of it. And last but not least, KFC. As you can tell, I'm a fast food kind of guy. It's what I live off of, but they do a really good job. KFC does as well. Now, interestingly enough, here's a fact, and that's the end of the presentation. Thank you. They have 7 guys named Herb that they follow on their social media, and all 6 of the Spice Girls. So they only follow 11 people because they're 11 herbs and spices. So look at that the next time.
Do I get to see everybody that's online? No? Well,
Good one for YouTube.
bummer. I can show y'all a way to do that. All right.
We'll let you watch the replay.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And, okay, so essentially every place that you see me right here.
Actually, this camera.
No, it's actually.
That's all that camera.
I think so.
So do we need to get different for him?
Yeah, so if you just press the next button, then it will show.
There you go. Are you ready?
I guess. Are y'all ready? What the heck is marketing up to? Hi, I'm Scotty with PsychWorks Marketing. And tonight, I hope to convey a few nuggets that will help you in your current job and help you in your future jobs. So, what the heck is marketing up to? Do you realize that most aspects of your company have an invested interest in marketing and what they're doing? People want to know. And how you decide to share and how your marketing department decides to share with them will make a huge influence on how they perceive you and your status at the company. Your sales department, they want to know what marketing is doing. They want to know, what are you doing to generate leads for me? What are you doing to help me with sales support? Human resources, they want to know. They want to be able to share with prospective employees, hey, how are you helping us? What are you doing in the marketplace? Finance wants to know. Not only does finance fund you, but marketing expenses count for one of the largest expenses that a company can generate. So it's in your best interest that finance knows what they're doing. But most importantly, the rest of the employees, they need to know. They need to know what marketing is doing. They want the opportunity to be able to rally behind the team. They want to be able to know that they're working for a growth company. And of course they do. Think about it. We all want to be able to work for a company that we know is growing and successful. But believe it or not, employees want to be able to engage. They're a fantastic resource to tap in to help engage and share your social media message. All right, so here's my thesis, and I know it's true because I've done this forever. People want to know, your employees want to know what marketing is doing. So how do we go about sharing with them? First of all, let me say, you have got to be your own best cheerleader. There is nobody at your company that is going to go tell you to do this. You have to do it. Internal communication must be a necessary part of your job, and you have to account for it as part of your routine duties. All right, so how do you go about doing that? Well, one of the ways I've been successful doing it is I create a marketing calendar. And in addition to this, on this marketing calendar, I'll go in and create a list of outbound marketing efforts, such as webinars we're trying to drive attendance to, conferences our company's attending, marketing emails and social posts that we've got supporting these events. I'll list sales newsletters, partner newsletters, and on. So once you have your calendar, what you actually need to do is you need to share it with the executives. Not only is it enough to share with executives, you actually need to go send them an email and work with them to make sure they have these calendars subscribed to. I can't tell you how in many places I've been where it's hard to actually get your calendar subscribed to. Get them to subscribe to it. Then once you do that, you're not done yet. You actually have to take the time to send monthly or quarterly updates. Send a list of the campaigns that you're working on and remind them that they can actually access all of this through the calendar. And then it's not enough to just send updates. Now you got people paying attention, so ask for engagement. Ask for them to actually get involved and share your post. So let me share this with you. We know people want to be involved. People want to know what marketing is doing. And because of this, you owe it to yourself to actually go about and share with them what you're doing. And one of the great ways to do this is through a marketing calendar. But it's never enough to just use a marketing calendar. You've got to provide periodic updates. And once you get people to, once you're updating people, go ahead and ask for engagement. So remember, your marketers, you have to share what you're doing with your company. It can only serve to benefit you and your entire department. Once again, I'm Scotty with CycleWorks Marketing. Thank you for your time.
Well, guys, I cannot hear you, but let me know if you can hear me, though. And hello, everyone. If someone can let me know through the chat if you can hear me, then we can go ahead and get started. Can someone confirm, please? Yes, I can share my screen. Let me do that. I just wanted to make sure if you guys could hear me. Perfect. Let's do this. Let's rock and roll. Share screen. Share screen. This screen. Oh God, so many steps. Here we go. So hello, everybody. I'm going to be talking today about a topic I am deeply fascinated by. It's called the wonders of LinkedIn ads B2B targeting. My name is Andrea Cruz. I am an associate director of digital marketing at CoMarketing. We're a B2C digital marketing agency located in Massachusetts, and I am currently in Massachusetts. I specialize in PPC in all colors, shapes, and forms. I've been nominated the top 50 most influential PPC expert in 2019 and 2020 by PPC Hero. And yes, I have an accent. That's because I was born and raised in Venezuela. So let's talk about audiences on LinkedIn ads. There are so many options. You can target people based on the companies they follow, company name, member age, where people went to study, their seniority, their job title, their interest. You can upload company names and lists and do so many things. Then why are all of you only using job titles, which is the most expensive way to target anyone on LinkedIn? I'm going to show you a few tricks that have gotten me and all my clients to do or to get conversion rates of 10 to 15%. And I am not talking about conversion rates of someone landing on a landing page. I'm talking about submissions, people providing their information. And a lot of people might disagree with me. I have colleagues that actually disagree with me, that I always say the most important thing you have to nail on LinkedIn is your audience. And when you are only targeting using job titles, you are actually only targeting 1/3 of the total eligible audience for that job title. Even if you think about it, when you write your own title on LinkedIn, you can say, I am the best PPC manager in the existence of the universe, and I am awesome, just because you can. So the algorithm of LinkedIn will try to put your job title inside an umbrella. And if it can't figure it out, then you cannot be targeted via job title. So here are a few combinations that you can use to try something new, lower your CPCs, and be able to get more traffic. My favorite one to start with is seniority and job function. You can focus on, for example, marketing managers and directors, and that's it. A specific messaging that talks to their pain points. You can also use job function and skills. So, for example, engineering is very broad, right? There are so many different types of engineers, but you want to focus on the ones that specialize in cybersecurity or in cloud. So use this type of combination to be able to target just those users. You have a very expensive product, then you know that only companies that have a strong financial position will be able to buy it. Then use growth rate and industries. Companies that are growing in terms of employees are companies that are most likely financially well. So this is an easy way to get to those people. Then there's so many member groups that we join on LinkedIn, and they are so specific. You can target people that participate in those member groups to be able to expand your audience. And then you can target people based on seniority, entry level, managers, directors, and do that. This is an awesome place to get your ad to show up in a place that is super specific. Then we have your dreams accounts. Have you ever talked to your sales team and say, hey, look, if I can get you one lead this month that comes from one specific company, which are those companies that would make your day the best day of the month and pop up the champagne open? Just ask them. And then you can also use company connections, which is targeting people who follow the competitors, the users that follow your competitors. Exclude sales and their employees, and you basically have their clients. Last but not least, yes, there's a lot of targeting you can do, but you cannot forget about audiences. Always remember, we do it on Google Ads all the time. Lookalikes, why? This is the only place where you can get this specific. Don't use age, because it's an estimation. LinkedIn never asks you what your age is when you sign up. Again, don't do audience expansions. Why? You can target people very specifically. And remember, don't skip exclusions because you need them. And that's all I have for you guys. I hope you appreciated this presentation. Sorry that it took me a second to figure it out how to do the screen share, but thank you again. Have a wonderful day.
humor, right? I'm trying to have a little humor here in this very stressful situation. And now I hear myself talking.
He's been talking to the.
Anyways, is there anything else that we all need?
The mouse just won't move fast enough.
Oh, I am- I am so glad I'm drinking a beer. Anyways, I'm going to let Julie close. I hope you all learned something. Please, please go vote. And hopefully we'll get you all signed up for State of Search too. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. I'm working really hard to make it happen. A couple months ago, it landed in my lap, and I've been digitally trying to make it happen. So every day it gets a little bit closer. Here you go.
Okay, so it was a very tight race. It was actually really fun watching the bars go up and down. But our winner is Scotty Smith. So make sure to get your tickets to State of Search and listen to Scotty speak about what the heck is marketing up to. Thank y'all for joining. And if y'all have any questions, as always, reach out to info@dfwscm. Thanks, y'all.